First of all, I'd like to thank the Butlers and Cumberlands for a wonderful couple days, and sure to be in. I first met Mason when we were 18 during our freshman year in college, and I was immediately struck by this blonde, shaggy-haired California kid that seemingly always had a smile on his face, and I've known him now for 14 years, and he still has that smile on his face. Lived with him for 3 years and known him a long time, and I can literally count the number of times he's ever been mad on one hand. So what you see is what you get. So he's a great guy, but he had a slight issue as far as applying himself in school. Whether it was a game of RBI baseball, catch in the backyard, or even passing a dog on the way to class, he didn't seem to make it on time. And that didn't seem to change after he graduated. As many of us went on to our first jobs or into grad school, we got updates from Mason from anywhere from Australia to New Zealand, living on an apple orchard farm, and various things. In fact, I think he officially listed his occupation on MySpace as leisure. He seemed to miss those 30 years where most people work. And I was lucky enough to go with him on a trip to the Galapagos Island, a dream of both of ours, and we were on a boat similar to this, very similar to this, and cruised around for a few days. And during one of the stops, Mason walked, and it happened to be on his birthday, to an internet cafe, and came back and told me that he had been accepted to St. Matthew's University for their first ever veterinary class. So that was really exciting, and a few months later, after I started, I touched base and said, "How's it going?" And he said, "Great." I said, "Any special girls down there?" He said, "There is one, but there's a little problem. She's Canadian." Just kidding. Sorry, everybody. There's a Canadian people. I feel like I'm at a hockey game. No, the problem was that she was dating Gorilla Juicehead from New Jersey. I'm well versed on it. So a few months later, ended up he pursued the girl, and he eventually got her, and things were great. A couple months later, I made my first of many trips to Cayman, and it was Lara that picked me up at the airport, not Mason, with a sign with my name on it and a beer in the car. So I immediately knew she was a good girl. And Lara's just as lighthearted and carefree and just great person, except for one thing: school.
Oh.
She's really intense about school. But that was exactly what Mason needed, and the two of them, just from day one, you could tell something was special there, something was different. And then obviously things changed. I moved back to the States and things like that. And I remember one time I made it up to New York, and that's when I was really certain Mason had met the love of his life, Chocolate Labs. But no, they're a great couple. Really fortunate to live near them still and get to see them a lot over the last few years. And I'll end with this. I remember standing on the beach with Mason soon after he started school, and he said to me, "If this all works out and I become a vet, it's going to be unbelievable." And I think it's fair to say now it all worked out, and maybe a little extra bonus never even dreamed of. Love you both.